Well, greetings and salutations, guys and girls. It's me and a ranger who just appeared out of nowhere. Well, it's a beautiful day out here. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful day wherever you may be. Temperatures right now are 84 degrees outside and 79 degrees inside, so it's bearable, let's say. Okay, let me know, guys, if you can hear me in chat. Audio check. Check. It looks good on my side, but as you guys know, things could go wrong and sometimes do. So, right, let's take a look here. I was actually going to... I fired up the stream and thought I had enough time to go and grab a shower outside. I've had my solar shower bag sitting outside all day, lots of sun, and so I thought, hey, let me go, while we've got 25 minutes here, let me go and have a quick shower, and well, the shower bag's just a little too hot, so I'm letting it cool down. It should be nice and cool and ready for a shower by the time we're done with the stream, so something to look forward to. I'm not sure why I'm sharing that with you guys, but the shower habits of the off-grid warrior. Anyways, Tomahawk, greetings. Good to see you, sir. Nice to hear that Scout is doing much better. Well, Tomahawk, are we calling him Scout? It sounds like Scout might be the name, guys. I've got an update in the video today, which is about 13 minutes long. I've got an update on the whole Scout issue. So we'll cover that, but I don't know who feels that this doggo visitor's name should be Scout. Joseph Blowmeister, hello again, warrior. Joseph, welcome, man. Good to have you here again. Mainly off grid, and the countdown begins. Yep, it's over now, so here I am. How's it going? Mainly off grid. Good to see you. Kevin's here. Hey, Kevin. Good day. Good day to you. Are you still out there camping, Kevin, or what's the deal? Are you back at home base? Mr. Gas is in the house. Hello to all. Yeah, greetings, Mr. Gas. Good to see you in. Tomahawk, hello everyone. Kevin, you guys all greeting each other. Okay. Okay, where are we? Tomahawk. Scout looks good with his new collar. I see. Definitely pushing the Scout thing. Yeah, I did pick a Scout up, a collar. That's one of the things I got. You guys were, let's just say, a few of you last stream helped me out quite a bit with the new doggo, and I was able to get into town and get a few things for doggo. And well, he did get a new collar. Well, he's actually got the exact same collar as Ranger now, so they look like complete bros. What else we got here? I apologize if I'm missing any chats. Tomahawk, you saw the picture on the GAB? Yeah, the hiking picture. Yeah, yesterday Ranger and I, an old friend of mine who I haven't seen for about 5 years, drove out from Idaho, the Idaho Coeur d'Alene area, and we hit one of the alpine lakes nearby. It was a nice fun hike straight up. A good challenge. I won't say an advanced hike, but I did take Scout along for the hike. So it was the three of us. I left Ranger at home. There's just no ways I was going to deal with Ranger and Scout. Well, I'm definitely saying Scout now. I guess it might be Scout, guys. There's no ways I was going to take both dogs. So we'll have to see how the future unfolds with having two dogs and hiking. They're very different, and they behave very differently too when they're out in the move. Okay, where are we? Audio good. All right, thank you, Tomahawk. Mainly off grid, good. Home base for another week. All right, Kevin. Tomahawk, did you get yourself a nurse birthday gift from me? Tomahawk, I got to say thank you, sir. I don't think I got myself... I did get some ice cream, guys. Yeah, I got another small tub of ice cream. And you'll get to see me enjoy my mini tub of ice cream out in the boonies, up in the mountain. Of course, by the time I was eating the ice cream, it was pretty much liquid, but it was still tasty. Yeah, Tomahawk, I did... I didn't splurge on myself too much. Groceries and then doggo. We got the new doggo some shots. We got him taken care of for parvo, some dewormer. So we took care of doggo first. Got some chicken food. Got a few bags of grocery for myself. So nothing fancy though. But yeah, thank you guys. Everybody who watched the last stream and was able to. Help out and support. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Okay. Where are we? I think I'm caught up in chat here, guys. So yeah, good to see a whole bunch of names in here that I know. It's nice to see you guys coming back. It's still bright and sunny out here. It is 5:30 right now, and it's light out here at least until about 9 o'clock, 9:30. Things start to dim down. So it's a little odd being indoors on such a beautiful day for me. Blue skies outside. I feel almost guilty, like I shouldn't be indoors. But, here I am. I'm thinking of all the things I should be doing and still have to do. The good news is, as you guys may have seen from the thumbnail, I've finally got a greenhouse, or the greenhouse has been renewed or rejiggered. So we'll get to see some of that in the video as well. So we shall see. I'm definitely late on the greenhouse, but better late than never, guys. That's what I'm telling myself. Did the vet say Scout is doing okay? Yeah, vet I got a clear bill of health for Scout. Of course, the vet was the only thing he was concerned about was just the state. I mean, Scout's pretty thin. He was pretty close to I don't know, maybe not being around. You know, there's very little meat on him. He's definitely underweight. So, you know, I've been given strict instructions as to how to feed him and not to overfeed. Right now, Scout is still, I mean, when I put a bowl down in front of him, the food, he literally just inhales the bowl of food. And it's been like that since day one. There's no like slow eating for him. It's like it's a competition, and he has to get it down all in 5 seconds. So hopefully that'll get under control as he gets used to having food. So there's a mild ear infection which I have something for as well. So I have some ointment that I got to squirt down his ear. But otherwise, he looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, and thank you, Tomahawk. A couple of you guys, and Tomahawk, without your support on the last stream, I wouldn't have been able to get Doggo to the vet and have him taken care of. So thank you again. How's this camera here? Are we... Oh, yeah, very good. Mainly off-grid. Are the skeeters still brutal? Actually, mainly off-grid. Mosquitoes are around, but they're not bad. I was actually up at I was up at an alpine lake yesterday, and I wasn't even bothered by mosquitoes up there. Quite often when you find a big body of water up in the mountains at that altitude with like a low marsh area and a damp marshy area, you'll find a lot of mosquitoes. But for some reason there weren't. Well, I don't think I even was bothered once with mosquitoes. And up here I've had a couple. We see them now and again, but not bad. Fortunately, I was actually expecting this year to be pretty bad, especially on the fly scene. Flies and mosquitoes so far have been not a problem. So we'll know about the yellow jackets soon, though. Last year was a pretty bad season for yellow jackets. Okay, Steve Lambert, yes. Did I miss something from Steve? Steve Lambert, yes. Greetings, Steve. Mainly off-grid. My kids look like they got shot by a paintball gun. Oh, from mosquitoes. Yeah, whereabouts? You don't have to be specific. Whereabouts in Maine are you? Anyways, guys, I've got a 30-minute video here, and I don't know, probably not the most exciting video. I don't know if we really ever do exciting here, but yeah, this covers just the week, the dealings with the doggo, the new doggo friend, Scout. Oh, okay, here's what we'll do. How do you guys feel about the name Scout for the new doggo? Is that a good name? I'm leaning into Scout. I know Tomahawk's leaning into Scout. Somebody asked me what I was going to name the dog, and I said I was thinking either of Goering, Wagner, or Scout. I don't know if anybody would agree with me on the Goering or Wagner. But, you know, Scout is quite good. I'm happy to go with that. What do you guys think? Which one of those threes? Let's have a vote. Okay. But in the meantime, if there's anybody on the outskirts here and you don't know what I typically do in these streams, well, I put a little video together throughout the week of just, you know, what's going on up on the mountain here, you know, living off grid, like a lunatic. And I put this little video together, and you know, we'll watch it during the stream now, and invite you guys to chat and comment. Constructive criticism's good. Ranger, stop. Constructive criticism is good. I'm a big boy, so if you see anything that's weird or you got any questions, please drop it in the chat. I'll be watching the chat as we watch the video, and you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of greenhouse construction here, which, you know, is not rocket science, but, you know, just my last week up here on the mountain. And like I say, it's 30 minutes. We'll get it started now. And then if you guys want to hang out afterwards, we can chat a bit. Open to questions and, anything off-grid, homesteady, living with less, reality. Scout is good, okay? We've got one for Scout there. We've got, Tomok's good for Scout. Kevin's liking Scouts. Yeah, I like it. Kind of basic, but good. Okay. My Roddy is named Rommel. Nice, Mr. Gasgas. Okay, Rommel. You got Ranger. Got to have a Scout. Yeah, okay. I mean it. Yeah, we're going with Scout, guys. We'll go with that. All right, it's official. It's official. It's official. Scout. All right. We'll put that to rest. And I guess it's official. I now have 2 dogs. I guess I'll let... It hasn't quite sunk in yet, but it does complicate things somewhat. But I don't really want to leave him at a shelter and have him maybe, moved around from shelter to shelter. So we'll just, pull the trigger. Scout's the new dog. Oh boy. Okay. What did I miss here? Anything? Okay, guys, I'm going to start the video. And feel free if you got any questions or any comments as you watch a video. I'm watching. Let's chat. I think I got it fired up here. And let me know once the video gets going, guys, if the audio is good. All right, let's go. Well, right now it's just our visitor buddy and me. We're getting back from our early evening hike, and Ranger was with us the entire way. It was just the 3 bros on a mountain. And then I lost sight of Ranger for, 40 seconds at the most. He didn't come when I called. And I don't know, for the last 20 minutes I've been, 25 minutes I've been whistling, shouting, going through the whole thing. Ranger has a track record of, disappearing in a split second. Of course, it's going to be dark pretty soon. And I'm fairly confident that Ranger heard me when I called his name and first started whistling. I mean, he couldn't have disappeared in 40 seconds to the point that he wouldn't hear me calling and whistling. He's a real booger as far as that's concerned. This isn't the first time he's done this. The problem with Ranger is, he will just keep on going and be gone all day. He's disappeared before. People have picked him up and taken and driven him into town. He just he's a challenge. And it's always worrying too. It's gonna be dark soon. Frustrated. Well, you guessed it. We're looking for Ranger. Yeah, I gave it almost an hour of being back at home, and he didn't show up. So it's about 9:15 right now, p.m. And we're now going to go look for Mr. Ranger. Fingers crossed. Well, look, I see cruising down the road here. Are you just having fun out here? Okay, well, we're driving around the mountain looking for you, bud. Come here. You know you're naughty. Naughty. Just you know, hanging out with my bros, taking it all in. Oh, here we are. We got visitor doggo and ranger down there. We're doing our little afternoon stroll before a live stream today. It's Sunday. Hopefully we'll get back before before it's too late. I see some rain clouds on the horizon there, so we're going to be doing a bigger loop, about 3 miles, 3.5 miles. Kind of a last minute decision. Hopefully I don't regret it. You're a good boy. Oh, I just heard eagle. There are a lot of bald eagles around here. Oh, there we go. You guys probably can't see that. Oh. Okay, you guys got your water now? Onwards. Look at these beautiful cedars, guys. Nice. A few Doug firs, some white pines, but a bunch of cedars. Oh, big raven up there, hanging out. That's what I heard a bit earlier. Okay, let's go, boys. Well, guys and girls, it's me, the off-grid warrior, and doggo friend. And we got a few bags of groceries there, more down at the bottom, and most importantly, wait a second. What? Oh, that's caramel cone. It's not dulce de leche. No! It's supposed to be dulce de leche. I grabbed the wrong one. Oh my gosh, the trauma. Anyways, I dragged this all the way from town in my cooler with ice because I wanted to enjoy it somewhere really nice. So this is I'm going to enjoy my ice cream and give you guys a little bit of an update. Let's all enjoy the view. It's mostly liquid. Oh yeah, guys. Sorry, buddy. Oh, he's hungry. I purposely didn't feed him this morning because I knew I'd be taking him in the van. Didn't want any issues. I don't know how this dog reacts or what he does in a vehicle for multiple hours. So I took the option not to feed him. So I'm sure he's hungry at this point. We're going to head up to the cabin and unleash the ranger. Poor guy's been locked up all day. And then I'm going to fire up the quad and the trailer and haul some items up. We've got 5 gallons of gas, a couple bags of dog food, and some groceries, a few more bags. And I just want to thank you guys. Really, the folks who were on the stream last week, You guys have helped me out so much. Not only did you enable me to get ice cream, but groceries and dog food. I did get some probiotic treats for the little guy, and some wet food. And yes, update. I did stop at the animal shelter, and I had a real nice chat with a young girl at the animal shelter who had some good information. They haven't received, she had a look at the dog, they haven't received any one asking about a dog like this. But she took some pictures, and she's also going to post online, market the dog, so to speak, and try and find if there's an owner out there, somebody looking for this doggo. And so I think once we've exhausted that, we're going to give it 3 days and see how that goes. And once that's exhausted, I'll make a decision here. He's definitely growing on me. I'm not used to a dog being well behaved in a vehicle. There were times where I was concerned because it was so quiet in the van. I thought maybe the dog had died. But yeah, with Ranger, I've just never experienced a well-behaved dog in the vehicle. When Ranger was a puppy, he would nap in the vehicle, but once he was no longer a puppy, he just whines and is anxious every time he's in a vehicle for multiple hours. If we go on a long trip with the Ranger, when I get out of the van on the other end, I'm usually pretty anxious myself and freaked out and stressed just because of hours driving with the Ranger. So it's really bizarre having a dog that just behaves real well. My ice cream's melting even more. Come on, buddy. Let's go. What, did I drop some ice cream there? Hey, buddy. Out of the way, buddy. We got to teach you what this, how this works, guy. Yeah. He's got to learn the system up here. Okay, guys. Well, I know. It's this should have been done 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. Yeah, we're gonna get everything out of this greenhouse today. As you can see, quite a few things in there. Don't ask me where all this stuff's going, guys. No idea. All right, there's literally no space for the stuff that's in there. Nowhere to put it under cover. So we're gonna have to. That's just gonna have to be another project. But today, get it out, get that recovered, because somebody's offered me some cucumbers that they have too many cucumbers. These they're still young enough to get transplanted. So I'm going to try and get this greenhouse ready today and get that soil rejuvenated. I see I have some bags of peat moss and compost manure from last year. So we're going to get it all jazzed up today, and maybe tomorrow or the following day go and get some cucumbers. What do you guys think? Ranger's like, I smell something. Okay, guys, let's get working. Oh, okay. So I've got quite a mix here. Potting soil, some chicken manure blend, not much, quarter bag, and then some peat potting soil, peat moss potting soil. So we're just going to stir it all in and try and rejuvenate some of this bedding here. So that's the plan. And the chicken manure mix, put some of that in there. Stay. Okay, well, quick shifting gears here. I've decided to give the new visitor doggo a shower. Yeah, we picked up some shampoo, tick and flea shampoo. Not that I've seen any fleas, but I haven't been scratching or anything. But he could definitely do with a wash. I won't say he's stinky, but he's definitely greasy. So it's going to be his first wash. We'll see how this goes down. You ready, buddy? Oh, good boy. See, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Your big rubs. Oh yeah, good boy. Good boy. Oh yeah. Stay there. Good boy. No, stay. Stay. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Oh yeah. Yep. So the first year that I built this greenhouse was the first time that I ever wrapped a greenhouse in plastic. I focused on getting it super tight. It was nice and taut, and I thought that would be the best approach. But what I found out is as that plastic heated up, it actually got even tighter than how I'd stretched it. So I think this year I'm just going to keep it a little on the loose side and not be overly concerned with getting it tight on the actual structure. Okay, so door plastic secured. My creases over here are facing downwards. We're not creating little dams with creases upwards. We want them down. Now, of course, my favorite part, cutting. Yeah, we're gonna cut the doorway in pretty easy peasy. Let's do that now. Pardon the camera movement. Oh my gosh, the the hot air that's pouring out of here right now, insane. Man, it's 100 degrees in there already. 100 degrees plus. As you can see, I'm not being very neat. Clearly not going to win any awards for this one, guys. Okay, we're on the downhill, folks. Look at that. Greenhouse is wrapped, and we have a few issues. Door, the top portion of the door is open, as you can see, no mesh, and the bottom part of this side is open. We've got some mesh here. I'm hoping it's enough to do that hole and the door. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. Oh yeah, perfect. That's just the right size. That'll work. Awesome. Well, here we are. Heirloom beet. Detroit dark red. This is what I planted last year. This is what I'm planting now, even though I'm like 3 months late. We're gonna hope for the best. You know, you snooze, you lose, guys. And let's just say I've definitely been snoozing. So what I'm doing now is I'm just gonna get some water on this, get it soaking. So the soil is nice and moist for the seed. I'm no expert, that just sounds good to me. Okay. This way we keep as much of that moisture in the soil rather than evaporating upwards. At least till you know, we have some greenery popping out of the soil. This will be the, you know, the system. Obviously every time I water it, lift the plastic up, water, plastic goes back down. Okay, so I ended up putting another row of seeds down the center, just in case I have failures, which is always possible. I can replant if necessary in a row and space them. Tomorrow is a trip into town, so if I'm lucky and the funds permit it, I may see what's available and get something that's already been started at the nursery and growing, and I bring it home and plant it there. I'm thinking some kind of delicious tomato. We'll see what's available. And then I've also been promised, I have a neighbor about 8 to 9 miles away who's offered me some cucumbers. So some pickling cucumbers, and they're already started. So I may grab a few of those, bring those home and plant in this bed here. So that's the strategy. I'm cheating with those 2 beds, and I really hope the beets show up. It's kind of late in the year. I should have started this 2.5, 3 months ago. But I think I've already said that about 1 million times. So yeah, we're going to do a little cleanup now. And how's the water doing? Oh yeah, nice. A nice shower, guys. And yeah, big day. Trip into town tomorrow. Okay, well, this is going to be a little traumatic. Okay, bud, you watch the fort, all right? Well, let's go. Yeah, we're starting our journey into town. Ranger's not coming. This is the first time he's seeing me walk away with this doggo. He's not liking it, but he never likes it when he gets locked behind the fence. I'll get to the bottom of the valley, put my head out the van window, and he'll still be barking. So, feel sorry for the guy, but 2 dogs in the van ain't gonna cut it. So today we're swinging by the animal shelter. We're gonna get the update if anybody's called in, and I'm gonna have to make a decision. And hopefully, you know, things go well. I don't know what those things and what well really means, but okay, let's go. Come on, buddy, this way. This way. Well, here we are, getting back from town. Unfortunately, the nursery's in town. Nobody's selling potted plants anymore. It's that late in the season. But the lady who offered me some cucumbers had some tomatoes, so I think I've got some kind of cherry tomato and then a black something or other tomato and a few cucumbers. So yeah, that's what we'll be planting this afternoon. I'm sure Ranger is aware of the 2 of us approaching at this point. I'm sure he's dying to get out of captivity. I know, you're excited. You're excited. Let me try and unravel my very high-tech gate locking system. Yeah! Hi, buds. How you doing? Oh. There we go. Yeah! Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to fire up the quad here and get, I've got 5 gallons of gas, 5 gallons of drinking water, and some dog food, guys. Yeah, big decisions kind of sort of been made, I guess. I stopped at the animal shelter, and nobody, they'd heard nothing from anyone on potential dog owners. So it looks like I've inherited a new dog. I'm still I don't know. I just don't know, guys. Well, if I have inherited a dog, it's going to have to be named something and trained here pretty soon. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Come on, boys. Let's go. Out of the way. By go, I mean go. Not stay in front of me. Yep, round two. We got gasoline to bring up and some drinking water, and then, folks, we're gonna plant some plants and pray for them to grow. Even though it's late season, we're gonna give it a go. Hey, that rhymes. Okay, it's party time, folks. What do we got here? We got the cukes, which will go in this bed here. Hi, Ranger. We've got some pickling type, 3 pickling type and 3, eating munching type. And then I've got 2 tomatoes, guys. We've got a black strawberry, which I've never tried. And what is this? Large red cherry. So I think tomato plants over here, cukes over here. Let's make it happen. You go. You want to get that a little bit deeper. Okay. This is why my nails are always dirty, ladies. Yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, tomatoes. Okay, that's it. I actually ran out of battery on that last shoot. That's why it just kind of ended like that. But yeah. The greenhouse has officially got stuff in it, and hopefully that stuff is growing. We shall see. The good thing about the beetroot, I can just let that grow right into when it starts getting cold. It's pretty hardy. We'll see what happens with cucumbers. Cucumbers require a lot of water in my experience. If you don't give them a lot of water, you don't get big cucumbers. So we shall see. I have to be really careful with using too much water, as you guys understand. So, and with the tomatoes too, we'll see. We'll see if we can even get them to a point where I get tomatoes off them. It's a little late for sure. For this neck of the woods, at least. All right, hang on, guys. I got to get Ranger in. Apologies. What? Get in here. Okay. What do you have here? Family Plan is in the house. Greetings, Family Plan. I just saw you wash that hand while watering. You guys, some of the things you notice, I'm gonna have to be really careful in editing and what I do. We've got some eagle eyes in chat. Good to see you, Family Plan. Audio good, buddy. Just relax, all right. Kevin, okay, hello, Family Plan. Tomahawk, pour at and around the base only if possible. Yes, agreed. Dude, what is going on? Okay, stop. No, sit. Yeah, it's pretty warm outside for the dogs. They've been laying around for the most part, but anytime I start talking and staring at the monitor, Ranger's got to be involved. But I think Scout is out there right now, just laying in the shade, panting, and he's been doing that for a while. He's pretty chill, I must say. Tomahawk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little squares of plastic, and I'm going to put them around the base of those cucumbers and tomatoes. Just something that I, with a little slit in it, so I can kind of like a collar, put the plastic around the plants after I water them, just so we can keep moisture in there as much as possible. Our summers here can be pretty dry with no rain. So the barrels that I have, the water barrels and storage tank that I have, do fill up pretty fast. It's amazing the amount of water that comes off a roof, even with just a moderate rainfall. It just blows my mind when I get just a few hours of rain, good rain. It'll fill up 50 gallons, no problem. The problem is come summer when we don't get much rain, or we can have multiple weeks with not a drop, which is not good for fire season. But I may have lots of water now, but things could get scarce come midsummer. But absolutely right, Tomahawk. Mr. Gas, I helped my son's friend load up for a return to Montana this morning. Right on. Is your son's friend? Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Whereabouts is he in Montana? You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. Okay. Did I miss any chats over here? Ranger, you need to stop whining. There's no need. Okay. Around Missoula area. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, definitely. Missoula is an interesting little town. It's a university town, and like anywhere you have a university, you have certain shenanigans taking place in university towns. But yeah, the Missoula area is much drier than where I'm at. It's almost desert-like compared to up here. The northwest corner of Montana is nice and green, lots of forestry. But as you get to Missoula, it definitely dries up a little bit. Still some forestry, but it's not much. I've been through Missoula several times. I think that may be the last time I ever had sushi. I'm a big sushi fan, and that was about 2.5 years ago. I was having a conversation about sushi with somebody, and it's been a long time. But I think Missoula is where I had sushi. Ranger, mate, you need to go outside or just stop doing that, okay? Sorry, guys. Ranger's just giving me this laser stare right now, whining and panting. I'm not quite sure. We did do a little walk before the stream. We went out and actually threw a ball that I found, and the ball disappeared after about a minute of throwing. I have no idea where it is. Between the two of them, the ball went somewhere, and I guess I lost track of it. Maybe I'll find it at some point. So yeah, I had a lot of video I had to cut and edit for the stream, and Ranger, stop. And so there was a few segments that didn't quite make it into the stream, but I actually lost Scout twice. He ran away one time and he was gone for about an hour. And I got the whole thing on video, but just it was just too much, getting too long, this video, so I left it out. But Scout does seem to have a habit of hearing a squirrel and just disappearing real fast. And so he disappeared, ran. He was in front of me about 40 feet, and just all of a sudden he disappeared. I heard a squirrel sounds, and he disappeared. And I immediately started calling because he doesn't know what his name is. I don't know what his name is if he had one when he got here. But there was no reaction to my whistling or anything. I just watched him as I was shouting and whistling. He just kept on going and disappeared into the woods. And so I got Ranger on the leash because I didn't want to lose two dogs. And we chased him for about half an hour. He was gone. And I was pretty frantic. I started heading home with Ranger to lock Ranger up and then go look for the little guy. And out of nowhere, he just popped out of the trees about an hour and a half later, just like nothing had happened. So I don't know if I can deal with two dogs that like to run away and get distracted by squirrels and deer real easily. You know, walking two big dogs on a leash around the woods is not really what I plan on doing with my life. So we shall see how this plays out with these two dogs that it appears the new one might have a penchant for, you know, doing the run thing. So I'm not sure how it's going to play out. Anyways, Tomahawk, hope you liked your birthday card. Remember, I was there and back in less than 10 minutes. Tomahawk, impressive, mate. Where is my birthday card? I actually had it up here, and then I thought, well, you know, my birthday is gone now. It's over, past 10. So it was up here for a few days. There we go. There's your other card, Tomahawk, the Van Gogh scene. I like that one. The birthday card's going to be packed away, but we'll leave the Van Gogh out here. Ranger. And yeah, guys, I do like letters. If anybody's into writing, you don't have to send me a card. If you want to write an old-fashioned letter, if you look in the description to this live stream, I do have a PO box. And I typically check that PO box depending on the time of the year. If I'm lucky, once a week or once every 2 weeks. Or if you let me know there's something in the mail, I might be able to make an effort to get into town. Town's about 30 miles away, so, you know, I try not to go unless I really have to. But, yeah, if you feel like writing, please drop a letter in. There's just something about reading a letter, opening an envelope, which is still very real and enjoyable. So if you want to write me, PO Box is in the description. And someday I'll get some pen and writing materials too, and I might reply. Anyways, okay, family plan. Went through Missoula 5 years ago, stopped into a Motel 6 for a single night stay. Talk about shenanigans. The front desk checked us into an already occupied room. Lucky I was the first and only. Oh boy. A Motel 6, eh? Yeah, I think I've used Motel 6 once, and that was many years ago in Denver, Colorado. Motel 6. I think back then, I vaguely recall paying maybe about was it $28 or $30 per night. And I was there for almost 8 days. I had my vehicle broke down, and I got stuck in Denver while my vehicle was worked on at a dealership. So it was a Motel 6 in not an ideal part of town, but yeah, that was a while ago. Family plan. A family member who got into the room, there was intense adult activity in progress. Yikes. Well, you got a new room, right? Mike Jam, Ranger loves the card. Oh, yeah? Is that what he was on about? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Ranger. He wants out again. What he really wants to do is go out for another run. We only got about maybe 50 minutes in earlier, and it was just a walk. In order for Ranger to be tired, I need to fire up the ATV and do at least 6 to 8 miles with him running the whole way. That's the only way he tires out. I can't tire him out in a half an hour or an hour walk. He needs to be worked hard. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm going to let him out again. Why do you do this, huh? So yeah, I know Scout is still a puppy-ish, but he definitely doesn't have a problem napping. I know puppies do that, but a little walk with Scout, and he sleeps pretty good. He sleeps in the van pretty good. He's very quiet. Actually, I have a picture for you guys. I didn't take a lot of video. I did a little hike yesterday. And it was a very nice scenic hike. I'm not sure why I haven't done it already, because it's not that far from me. But I thought I'd share a picture of the hike. This wasn't taken by me. I had a friend who I haven't seen for 4 or 5 years who took the picture. Let's see if I can just pull it up here. Where is it? Images. There we go. So, yeah, that's was on our way down the valley. Pretty steep terrain, rocky. There was a little bit of, rocks one had to navigate. A good scramble. And up at the top, and I don't have any pictures right now, but up at the top is an alpine lake that's fed by snow off some mountain peaks. It was really quite nice. So that's our new buddy, Scout, and he did a great job. Was very well behaved. We did encounter some mountain goats, or one mountain goat, an old billy goat. And of course, Scout got very excited. And but a pretty good trip. Scout was very well behaved, very manageable, and I think he could be a good hiking buddy. We shall see. But he took some big naps. So as soon as we got home, he was out. So, anyways, how do I get back to me? There we go. Okay. Okay. Ranger loves the card. Family plan. We reversed course and got a new room. Yeah, no kidding. Whispering Vine Studio. That's a great picture. You look happy. Do I? As you guys can tell, I'm wearing a color of t-shirt that I never wear. I'm not really into green t-shirts, but no. Yeah, it was a very nice day. It wasn't too hot. It was coolish. So it was a very pleasant day. Anytime I am climbing up a mountain and I start getting great views, I tend to smile more. I feel a lot happier the higher and further away I get from everything. By high, I mean elevation, gentlemen, okay? All right. There we go. Hang on. Back to Ranger. Man, buddy, you're Driving me crazy. Come on in. So we haven't let Scout indoors yet. You know, I don't have space in here for 2 dogs. I'm not sure how this is going to work out in winter. I'm just there's a lot of things I'm concerned about having 2 dogs. But I guess the less responsible off-grid warrior is keeping the dog, but the responsible off-grid warrior is pondering a few issues that may occur and be problematic. But oh well, you know, I'm not known for great life decisions. Okay, we shall see. Ranger, forget about it. I'm not letting you out again. Yeah, thanks, Whispering Vines. Where are we? Mike Jam. My Choc Lab loves to run shallow streams next to me. I'm in New Hampshire. Nice. I've never been up to New Hampshire. That's awesome. Yeah, both my Ranger is he's a hound, so you know he's run by what runs him is his nose, and he often if there's a deer or some kind of scent, he's gone. So it would be great to have a dog that just hangs out with me and never runs away. I don't know if that's even possible. Mr. Gas, did the vet say what type of dog Scout might be? Yeah, so Mr. Gas, guys, just hang on a sec. I'm going to mute this mic, and I'm going to have to get a little stern with Ranger because right now he's wanting to get out again and he's whining. So I'm just going to get stern, but I'll put the mic off. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Yeah, sometimes a Ranger only reacts to angry dad. Of course, Scout's out there just laying on the deck, you know, just like napping, half asleep, barely knowing what's going on. Yeah, okay, where were we, Mr. Gas? So he actually said that possibility of Mastiff and Lab. And I had somebody, I think I had a comment on the last stream, somebody said Dutch Shepherd mix. And I have no idea what a Dutch Shepherd is, so I looked it up. And I can see maybe there's a connection there, but the vet seems to think possibly Lab and Mastiff. So we shall see. Why did we get there? Okay, Tomahawk. Scout looks very happy to be with you and his other new buddy Ranger. Yeah, everybody gets on pretty good. We're so far so good, you know. Ranger is obviously the boss right now. We'll see what happens. Hopefully things stay good as they grow. You know, they are both males, so we shall see. But the only worrying thing that's happened the last couple mornings is I think Scout might be a bit of a shoe chewer because both times I found my shoes out in the middle of out in front of the cabin. You know, they were dragged out from somewhere. And then this morning I woke up and found the only good shoe that I have. I call them my church shoes. They're actually kind of sneakers with laces, and they're my good shoes. But of course, the only good pair of shoes I have now been chewed on. So there's no leaving shoes outside on the deck anymore. Right now, Scout, that's his sleeping area. I've made a little bed on the deck, and that's where he spends his evenings. Hasn't come in. We're not going to encourage it. And yeah, the shoe chewing, but otherwise he's quiet throughout the evening. He's very chill. And with the exception of running away twice and the one time being gone for almost an hour and a half, we'll see what happens. He does seem to be distracted pretty quickly with a squirrel sounds or any movement. He very quickly will just change what he's doing and disappear when something catches his attention. And even when I shout and scream and whistle, he doesn't even look back at me. He just keeps on going. So I'm not sure how that's going to develop. Okay, Kevin, Mastiff going to be a big dog. Yeah, well, Kevin, his paws are bigger than Rangers. They're wider than Rangers by at least a half inch or more. So we shall see what happens. I haven't had much experience with either Mastiff or Lab. A little bit with Lab. I've never owned a Lab, but I've been around Labs, and they seem to be pretty chill and well behaved. So let's hope that's what he takes. Whispering Vine, Scout will be a huge dog. That could be a concern or good for protection. Yeah. Well, we shall see. I think right now my biggest concern is moving around and owning two dogs. Getting in the van and going somewhere. I had an issue where Scout actually got out of the fence. So if some of you know what hog panel is, the fencing that I use around my cabin here, the little garden area, I've essentially used hog panels. And so they have little squares. And right now, if I leave and Scout sees me leaving, he will get through those little squares. I know it's pretty painful, and he almost gets stuck, but he's so frantic when I leave that he's pushed through one of those squares. So hopefully I don't have two dogs that just become frantic every time I leave. I'm also going to have to secure my gate. Right now my gate is just a hog panel that I cut, and I just move it either open or closed and use a bungee cord. But I've noticed that Scout is capable of also not just getting through the holes, but squeezing through the gap in the gate and pushing open the bungee cord. He might be a bit of an escape artist, so I'm going to have to secure and make a bit of a Fort Knox here. So my primary concern is just getting around, hiking, traveling with two dogs. If I do an overnighter, I now have two dogs that have to be taken care of. That's two dog mouths to feed. That's double the dog food in the backpack to carry. So there's a few logistical issues I'm a little concerned about now that I own two dogs. It is actually quite a bit of a life changer having one dog. Two dogs and that appear to be very different as well in behavioral traits. Hopefully I've made the right decision here. Just keeping it real, guys and gals. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Mr. Gas, thumbs up. Yeah, everybody listen to Mr. Gas. Everybody, hey, if you like this video, listen to Mr. Gas. Tom Hawk, yes, thumbs up for the live stream with the new Buddy Scout. And listen to Tom Hawk as well. Labs chew everything for 2 years. Oh, great. So, I guess we'll just take all boots, and anything of value that's on the deck needs to come off the deck. I'm not sure about Mastiff traits. I think the Mastiffs that I've seen have pretty wet jowls. I feel like they're dogs that have a lot of spit around the mouth. But I'm I'm not familiar with their behavior. Mick Jam, I have a loud survival whistle. My dog knows if she ventures too far out. Yeah, Mick, I don't know, is it Mick Jam or Mike Jam? I guess Mike Jam. I have a pretty loud whistle. I can do, a proper whistle. Sorry if I just blew your ears out. And so, I mean, I guess I could, a whistle might be an option, but I'm fairly confident there's been times where the dogs have ran where I've immediately started whistling and it hasn't really helped. Now with Ranger, it's usually because he sees a deer. It's hard to rein him in, or if there's a fresh scent. But this little guy just seems to disappear. Even though I'm whistling and I can still see him, he doesn't even turn around. But there's been no training so far. I think I'm going to make more of an effort with Scout to train. Honestly, I didn't put in the effort I perhaps should have in trying to train Ranger. But I think Scout, I'm going to have to put some effort into some of the basics with him, because I really don't want to be chasing and spending my entire life up here constantly looking for dogs. And, quite frankly, I've never really wanted to be a dog owner who has to keep a dog on a leash all the time and behind a locked fence all the time. It's one of the reasons why I live out in the boonies and the way I do is I have a deep respect and desire for some kind of sense of freedom to come and go and to live like a free man. And, I'd always hoped that I would find a dog that would just hang out and not disappear. So I think with Scout 2, we'll probably we'll wait a while and think about having, his man parts cut, because I haven't had, Ranger still has his full jewels. Ranger has his family jewels. And I won't be cutting them off, but maybe with this guy, I will. I don't know. There's lots to think about here, guys. Lots. I'm no dog expert. I'm fairly new to dog ownership. I've had one dog before Ranger, and he had a lot of freedom and ran free. We didn't have any issues, but there's a few things to ponder. Tomahawk, did you ever get your snow machine fixed? No, Tomahawk, I did not. I blew a shock. I think that's what you're referring to. I mean, it was running. I just have a shock that's blown out. So it's just on the list, Tomahawk. It's just something I need to before winter, before snowfall. I just need to get to a point where I can, buy that shock and get it installed before snowfall. It's always about groceries or chicken food or dog food and gas. And I appreciate all you guys who have helped me through this period and supported the channel. But whatever I've got up to date goes straight to the basics. But we'll figure out something for the snowmobile. Family plan, freedom. Yep, indeed. Freedom is it's difficult to obtain, gentlemen. I can tell you that. It's difficult. It's difficult. I just got a message that I'd lost connection. So let me know, folks, if we're still connected and if everything's good. I have a little error message saying that we dropped connection. Just let me know in chat if we're all good and we're back up running. It looks like we're good again. Mr. Gas, my brother had 3 Mastiffs over the years. Their names were High, Low, and Beam. That's a good one. Tomahawk, how much are tracking collars for the dogs? You should get them both Ranger and Scout. I don't know, Tomahawk. That sounds too complicated. And it sounds expensive. Yeah. I can't imagine anything like that that works well and is built well. That's going to be cheap. Just seems like a hassle. Every time you want to move around your dog, you got to put a collar on, and then yeah. Maybe if I was in a situation where, I didn't have to worry about things like groceries and, gas for generators, I would maybe ponder a luxury item like that. Where are we? Lost you for about 20 seconds. Okay. Yeah, you guys, hopefully we're back on track here. It looks okay on my end. Kevin, still good. Tomahawk, yes, you did lose connection briefly. All right. Droidian 55 now. Greetings, Droidian. Good to see you, mate. Welcome. Mike Jam, here you fine. Mr. Gasgas, audio is out of sync. Bam. Bam. Guys, I guess some things are just out of my control here. I'm at the mercy of Starlink and the heavens and whatever interference might be in between me and the stars. So hopefully we're all good now. Yeah, so coming up this week, I do have a little gig that I have to do. I'll be helping somebody do some tractor work for a day. I probably will be doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Yeah, today's Sunday. Monday will be a day of me on a tractor helping out. It's a let's just call it for barter. So that'll be tomorrow, but I need to start really getting onto my firewood cutting. I need to drop a couple more trees, get cutting, get splitting. And I'm also going to be making some kind of covered shed. It might be an open shed for the wood. So some of you may know on the side of my cabin, I built a little add-on where I have all my firewood, but I'm running out of space. I have a lot of totes. I have a storage unit, which I had to give up. And so I have all these totes that need to find a home right now. So the wood needs to come out of the wood shed. The totes get into that space, and I need to build a new wood shed. So that's what's coming up here right soon. That's really my next priority. Build this little structure. I'm not sure where we're going to build it. If you build a little firewood shed, and you live off firewood through winter, you want it to be close and convenient. So ideally something where I can just walk out the front of the cabin and very quickly get to the firewood to bring it inside. So I know maybe we'll attach it to the side of the cabin on the other side. But that's my priority. I need to start thinking firewood now, and I need to think splitting, because this wood needs to dry out, be split and start to drying out. We need to make the best use of summer and summer sun to dry my winter firewood out. So, and then of course Tomahawk was talking about snowmobile. That's something I filed on the back of my. At least I have a working snowmobile now. I just need to replace a shock. And it's probably best if I purchase two shocks, because I don't want to buy just one shock and then the other shock goes out, because it is an older snowmobile. So the best thing is really for me to probably get two shocks for that. But that's something it's at the back of my head right now. But I'm going to have to deal with it and figure out a way how to get those shocks for winter. Because without a snowmobile, as some of you may know who's been watching this channel for a while, winter can definitely be a lot of fun with no snowmobile, because you don't drive up here, guys. There's no vehicles coming up here in winter. So it's either snowmobile or on foot. So we got to solve that one for sure. Okay. A training collar that will beep, vibrate, or zap on Amazon is about $140. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah. That's what I make a month, Mike Jam, okay? If I'm lucky, there'll be a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about a collar that you can, that's like, gives them a buzz, like a shock. And so you train them with that, and then they eventually learn not to run. If they run, you can shock them. They come back. I'll have to look into that. I've never trained with a shock collar. That seems like it would be a little bit cheaper than a tracking collar. A tracking collar seems like something that would be pretty expensive. But a zap or vibrate shock collar might be a little, well, I guess 140. It's still expensive though. Family plan. I turned off the stream and then turned it back on, and all is good. Okay. Hopefully it's all good right now. It looks good on my end, guys. We definitely dropped off there for a while. Tomahawk. Did I miss any chats? Tomahawk, did you find the shock you need for your snow machine? And if so, how much is it? A Tomahawk, I did. I don't know if it was a Tomahawk. It might have been Mr. Gas who found the shock that I needed. It was on eBay. And I bookmarked it. I'm not going to be able to look it up now, but I think it was about, was it 250? Might have been around 250, and that was a used shock for my snowmobile. I believe it was around 250. Tomahawk, I'm not somewhere around there. But I have it bookmarked. It was an eBay listing, so it's more than likely not available now. But it's all about funds. I will start looking into that and maybe somehow try and put something aside so I can secure that. Okay. Mike P47, evening folks, OGW, late to the show, we'll watch video after. Hey Mike P47, welcome man, thanks for swinging by. Better late than never, yeah. I'm glad you're here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you can always go back and if you got absolutely nothing to do, Mike, you can watch the video. Basically, it's me building or renovating the greenhouse. About 30 minutes. Mr. Gas, did you drain the fuel out of the snowmobile? Yes, I did, Mr. Gas. We have a dry carb. So we should be good there. All right. I think I got it all. I think I got it. I apologize, folks, if I did miss your message there. Sometimes I find myself squinting and scrolling, and I might just miss a line there. Apologies. Mike Jam, just wearing the collar keeps my dog in line. She knows it's on. I call it the good girl collar. Okay, Mike Jam, but I assume at some point you did some training with the collar, right? I mean, that's how your dog now knows. I guess there's some kind of training process initially. I'll look into it. Yeah, $140 is just not on the cards right now, but when I think about the anxiety that Ranger has caused me disappearing, and now this new doggo, Scout, seems to be a bit of a runner. I feel like if done correctly, some kind of collar like that would probably be well worth it, rather than dealing with the anxiety all the time of having a gate open or forgetting the gate was open and then dog immediately runs. I don't know. I mean, it would be worth it if if it alleviates some of the concern that I'm always having with the dogs running. Okay. Mike P47, I sent you a little something a couple weeks ago. I hope you got it. Mike, was that well, like something in the mail or a dono via PayPal? Oh, okay. Mike, I'm sure I did. I have received some, so I'm sure we're good. Did I'm wondering, there might have been one or two that I wasn't able to reply to, so I apologize if I didn't if you didn't receive a thank you from me. Okay. All right, so where were we? What were we talking about? Yeah, dog collars. It could probably give me a peace of mind, but it's just not a priority right now. How are we doing there? Yeah, so like I say, the next thing is just firewood and securing that firewood and making some more space around the cabin right now. Not that I'm a neat freak, but I like a little bit of organization. And for the last couple of months, I've been staring at totes all over the place. And it's a little annoying at this point. I want them to disappear, but there's literally nowhere for them to disappear. Also, this year, I will not be keeping the quail through winter. I was just going to set them free, but I think I may ask somebody to... Next time I go into the town, I might put an advertisement up at the local homesteaders store for somebody, anybody who wants quail. I just don't feel like feeding quail through winter again when they're not producing any eggs. And I could really do with the quail. The quail coop would be a great storage unit for my totes. And then some. So it's the only secure area with a door, that would be great for keeping stuff that I can't keep in my tiny little cabin here, guys. It's just totes everywhere. Totes inside the cabin, totes outside the cabin, totes in sheds, totes still down at the bottom of the valley that haven't come up yet just because I've got nowhere to put them. So... we've got to figure that out. Kevin, firewood needs to season, so good idea to get on it. Yeah, firewood for me, guys, the ideal period for seasoned firewood is at least 2 years. I'm talking about if you've cut a tree, a green tree, if you fell a tree and you cut it up, split it, and put it on a nice organized pile, it needs to sit for 2 years. That way you get great. There really is a huge difference. I can tell the difference between well-seasoned wood and something that was just cut and kind of dried. So 2 years is ideal for me. Right now I have a little bit left that's like a year and a half, but I need to cut at least about another cord and a half. So I've got one tree that's down that needs to be split, and I need to get at least 2 more. And there are 2 dead standing trees that are fairly nearby, but it's going to require a bit of work for me to get the wood from there to here. It's going to require a little bit of manpower, shall we call it. But that needs to happen now, even though they're dead standing. I want them like stacked and ready and drying. Even dead standing at times will have a little bit of moisture in it. So priorities, winter is no game up here. So, not having firewood or not having enough firewood is not an option, Yeah. Living up here like I do, depending on like propane gas, hauling propane gas through winter or living off kerosene. I have those options, but that's not how you survive and thrive through a North American winter, in a small cabin on a mountain with no electricity. Firewood and the wood stove is the heart of the operation. It's the heart. It's the beating heart of life, existence through winter. So that's a priority right now. No more talking, just doing. Yeah, Kevin, I have the one greenish tree that I cut down. I think in the last stream I may have had some video of that. But that needs to be split now. It's been stacked and it needs to be split and then brought out here and packed nicely so it can dry. And I'll use that particular tree last. A cord and a half, 2 cords would be ideal for me. I know some of you guys who have homes and live off wood heat, 2 cords is nothing, but I'm in a tiny little cabin here, so I'm lucky in that regard, but I can get through a winter with 2 cords easily. My stove's also small. The size firewood that I can put in my stove is 12 inches in length maximum, and they have to be split small chunks. And that'll a stoked, my stove, if I go to bed and I stoke it up and close that door, when I wake up in the morning, it's just starting to get cold. So that's the downside of having a tiny stove or a small stove is it's a bit of a challenge getting through an entire evening, regardless of the fact that I'm in a small cabin. But I'm happy. I can't. If I had a bigger stove in here than what I have, I'd cook myself out. I mean, there's most evenings through winter when I have that stove going, I have to open at least 3 windows just to kind of regulate the heat in here. It's such a small space, but so I need a small stove. But there's the downside to having a small stove getting through all night. Are you thinking about selling some of the tote contents, or is it mostly sentimental value? Mike, if I could just dig a hole, if I dug a hole and just buried everything, it would be easier. I once helped a gentleman bury 2 mobile homes. This person had bought some property out in the middle of nowhere, and I won't say exactly where it was, but the previous owners of the property had a lot of junk on the property, and part of that junk was 2 mobile homes, like a side by side. I'm not quite sure what you call them. Aluminum siding, metal frame. And the new owner of the property wanted it gone, so they hired a company to bring some heavy equipment up there. They dug a giant hole, like almost the size of an Olympic swimming pool, and they picked up these 2 mobile homes, put them in the hole, crushed them, and then all the other barrels and metal and engine blocks that were scattered all over this property were thrown in that hole. We then set everything on there on fire, and it burnt for many days. And then they covered the hole up with dirt and smoothed it over. Now I think it's I don't know, not my property, not my decision, but probably illegal to do that. But it worked. So sometimes I think with all these totes that I've been lugging around for 10 years, paying for storage units. 90% of the totes, I don't even know what's in there. Is clothing, knickknacks, and the only thing sentimental in there is maybe some clothing and stuff I've gathered through my travels. But I know I have some clothing from when I was in my late teens that probably don't fit me anymore, so I don't know why I'm hanging on to them. There's probably a lot of wires and cords and plugs. Things like that. So a lot of knickknacks. So do go somewhere or find somewhere, go through the totes. Ideally, I should take them somewhere and just donate them. But yeah. Hopefully that answered your question there, Mike. A lot of knickknacks. A lot of knickknacks, and most of it, I don't even know what are in the totes. Clearly, I don't need them. I've kind of gone into this before, guys, about the industry of storage units. I don't think I've ever seen in Europe and in many other countries, in Africa, people typically don't outgrow their homes and then outgrow their garages to the point where they need to then rent a storage unit so they can then put all the overflow that can't fit in the house and car garage anymore. All that overflow now goes into a storage unit. It's such a wild idea that you can buy so much throughout your life that eventually you can have a house and a 2-car garage and it's just filled with stuff. And then you go and rent a storage unit and fill that up with stuff. It's actually crazy. So I don't have that much stuff. All of my stuff can fit in like a 10 by 10 unit and still have space left over. So it's not like I'm carrying, an entire house load of items. It's just a few knickknacks I've whittled down over the years that now I have no idea what to do with. But it says a lot, Think about every town you go into, every little town you drive in and out of, you will see storage units on either end of town and then in town as well. Jam-packed with the overflow from households. It's insane just how much we keep on buying and buying and buying, and then having to pay for a place to keep all that stuff. That really just becomes a burden. Okay, I think you guys have heard me rant on about that before. Okay. Kevin, been a long time since depended on wood heat, but remember doing couple cord every year plus extra to sell on side. Yeah, I also have the little problem of not having a pickup truck anymore. So my ability, I've seen some really nice trees on the side of the roadway and in some other spots around the mountain here, all stuff that I can have access to if I had a pickup truck. And, big, dry, some of it dead standing. I could drop right next to the road and just, pile the wood onto the back of my pickup truck. But there is no pickup truck. So it's kind of, it's another challenge for gathering winter firewood. If it's not one thing, guys, it's another thing. Isn't that so? I mean, life would be pretty boring if everything just worked all the time and you just had everything you needed all the time. I don't know what that's like anymore, but I don't miss it. Well, wait, hang on. Do I miss it? Maybe. Oh yeah, Mr. Gas. If I need firewood to dry faster, I split it down to smaller chunks. Yeah, well, that's what needs to happen, Mr. Gas. I cut, and then the rounds are split. Depending on the tree, but I can maybe split like a large round for me. I could maybe split it 6 or 8 ways. That's a large round, something like this, chest width round. I could easily split that 8 ways to get it into, to dry it out, and that'll fit in my stove. Smaller stuff, I can cut that maybe 6 or 4 ways, 4 or 6 splits depending. But yeah, that all needs to be split. When I say cut and dried, I mean split to the point where it's ready to go into the stove, and that's where I want it at drying. Mr. Gas, okay, we got that. Tomahawk, have you cleaned your chimney after using it all winter? Yeah, Tomahawk, I have been the lucky recipient of a chimney fire. Actually, twice. That's pretty bad, right? Yeah, I had a chimney fire on my log cabin that I built. Fortunately, I was there. I was out taking care of the chickens, and I turned around to my log cabin, which is kind of elevated up the hillside from the chicken coop. And I happened to turn, and I noticed instead of like gray smoke coming out of the chimney, it was just like pouring out black smoke, like just a funnel of black smoke coming out the top. And I thought, well, that's not normal. So I quickly ran up to the cabin, and as I opened the front door, I just got hit with this boom pile of smoke coming out of the cabin. And I made my way in, and I could see flames coming off the side of the stovepipe, just like bursting flame off the metal, flame off metal. And had I not been there, or perhaps gone somewhere, I probably would have burnt down the log cabin. But the problem there is I had a very long chimney. I had a 2-story log cabin, and the stove was on the bottom floor, and the chimney piping went up, and then it had a curve. It had 290s, because I was an amateur back in those days. And so they had 290 elbows on that chimney after that long run. So a chimney like that will build up soot pretty fast, and that's how you get your chimney fires. So that happened. I had a fire extinguisher, and it's very hard to extinguish flame coming out of metal. The metal gets so hot that it's actually shooting out flames. So I had a fire extinguisher, Tomahawk, fire extinguisher. And I managed to get that out, and also get the fire extinguisher into the box of the stove. And then I had a very small chimney fire here as well. So I'm pretty anal retentive about cleaning the chimney now. I clean it off. I haven't cleaned it after winter, but before I use the stove, it will get a good scrubbing, and it'll probably get 2 chimney cleans at least through winter. So yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way. Chimney fires are no joke. Yeah. Family plan, America. So much stuff we fill up rented garages. Winning. You know what they say, guys? He who dies with the most stuff wins. No, I'm kidding. I actually made that up. That's not how it works. It makes me think of. I had a conversation with an Orthodox priest many years ago, and let's just say he had been a priest for many years, and he had sat next to people on their deathbed many, many, many times. Priests go see a lot of hospitals and sit with folks on their deathbed pretty often. And he had done this many, many times, and I had some questions. This is my early days of Orthodoxy. I had a lot of questions for an Orthodox priest, and this was one of them. And he said that all those years of sitting next to people, having people confide and, talk about their lives and so on their deathbeds. He said, never, at no time had anyone said to him that they wish they could have made more money or spent more time at work. People typically at that point in their life, at the end, will say things like, I wish I could have spent more time with my family. Or I wish I could have, gone there or done that. But it's never about money. It's never, I wish I could have taken that other job so I could earn 60, 70 grand more. That's not, when you move on, those are not the things that concern you, and, those aren't the things you have to clear your chest with. So, anyways, I'm not sure how that came up. It's not about the stuff. When we move on, like that stuff means nothing. It's about time spent with family and living a righteous, clean, good life that might mean adventures with family and friends and doing the things that are good. I'm not sure where that came out of, but anyways, there you have it. He who dies with the most stuff is dead. Yes, exactly. Mike P47, when I moved out to a tiny place in the country, I was shocked at how much junk I accumulated. And I was only renting someone's basement. I can only imagine the average family home. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, Mike P, I once, was a guy in a almost 4,000 square foot home, 3-car garage. I had all the stuff, and all that stuff ended up becoming a burden. Most of it I do not own and haven't owned for a long time, but I've somehow managed to hang on to some kind of storage unit in the last 8 years of me being fairly nomadic and living off grid. Through all of that, coming out of city life and careers and job, I have maintained at least a 10 by 10 or an 8 by 10 storage unit with these totes for like 8-10 years now. It's ridiculous. And like I say, I don't know everything that's even in those totes. Clearly, I don't need it because I never think about it. The only time I think about it is it's a burden. It's like, oh, what? And I got to deal with the storage stuff. It's if it just magically disappeared, I mean, I probably wouldn't miss anything. Okay. Kevin, the ultimate goal is to have as much stuff that when you die, your last opportunity to get even with others by leaving a ton of belongings. Right. No, I know you're not serious, Kevin, but yeah. The amount of times I've seen like estate sales or been in conversations where, mom and dad or grandparents have passed on and they've got all this stuff. And the young kids, most of the time, in my experience and from what I've heard and seen, is like the young kids want nothing to do with the stuff. Unless it's a diamond ring, grandma's diamond ring, and they want to like sell it and get money so they can, buy the new toys. It's really sad that a lot of this stuff just quite often is not wanted by the rest of the family. And, it's nice that it eventually goes somewhere. I do enjoy every now and again, I haven't done it for a long time, but estate sales and, antique stores. I do like, I'm always looking for axes and cast iron pots. I don't know why. Axes and cast iron pots and maybe tools, gardening tools. I also own a record player, so every now and again, it's been a while, I will go through some old records in an antique store to see if there's anything that I like. I think the last record that I bought, I'm going to show you guys this, and I know this is going to be a little bit weird, all right? But this is the last record that I bought. Okay, I know this might be a little bit weird, okay? I mean, it's strange that I would have, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see that. Does anybody know who this is? Anyways, I had no idea who this was, but I heard a song that I always thought was super funny. I forget what it's called now. Oh, it's Hard to Be Humble. I heard that song at some point and I was like, I've got to get this. And I just happened to be in the antique store. This is about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I saw this record. It's hard to be humble. It's actually quite a funny song. Mac Davis, yep. So yeah, I like gems like that. I think the one I got before that was I don't know, soundtrack to some space odyssey or something weird. Mr. Gascase, I still love my vinyl. I have about 100 albums. Right on. Yeah, I bought a record player that I don't know, was like maybe $30 on Amazon several years ago, and it works. It works, and every now and again I pull it out and listen to some records. I love sitting outside, guys, on a nice day, a cool afternoon. I'll take my the record player out, take a few records, and I'll sit outside, just staring at the view in the sky and the trees with the record player going. If I'm lucky, I'll have a glass of milk with some honey. That's my treat up here. And oh, we got a new subscriber. I can't see the name of their new 3539. 3539. Welcome. Family plan. I was thinking you were bring out New Kids on the Block record. Jeez, come on, man. And hang on, Jordan and Kick, that goes way back. He was big in the 70s, yeah. Well, guys, just to be clear, I didn't grow up with this Mac Davis. I had no idea who he was. It's only in recent years that I discovered some tunes. I really enjoy, even though, like I said, I didn't grow up really on American music or the old classics or country. Actually, as a young man, I couldn't stand country. I thought it was mildly retarded. But it's grown on me. And I think there's very few things that are uniquely American. And the classic country is definitely uniquely American. I absolutely love it. I guess maybe one could argue that it comes out of Irish folk. It's just a version of that for an American audience, because people who moved out here, they played guitars and violin, and a lot of that sort of slipped into country music. I'm going way back into history now, but banjos and things like that a lot of that came out of European or Irish instruments and music. But yeah, like I said, I was not a country fan, but I definitely love classic country, and it's grown on me. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. I don't know. Mac Davis had a TV show in the 1970s. Did not know that. Did not know that. Kevin, say it ain't so, Family Plan. Yeah, I mean, a Family Plan, by the way, that's a band. That's one of the band terminologies on this channel, all right? New Kids on the Block, you can get banned for that, all right? Don't do it again. Check out the Carpenters, great music. Carpenters. I'm sure I've heard this stuff. Was that a family band or something? Yeah, hang on, guys. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, bear with me. Come on. Brother and sister. Okay, gotcha. Here's another one I've had for a while. Oh, new subscriber. Welcome. I lost your name there, but hey, welcome, new subscriber. There's another one. I know this isn't popular with like an American, the American public. Tom Jones was not really a thing here. I guess maybe he did a little bit of Vegas stuff, but Tom Jones is another one of these classics. Again, I didn't grow up listening to Tom Jones, guys. All right, I don't know at what point I had heard it and thought, oh, this is really cool. So my music choices have definitely changed over the years. 5150 Hot Rods, OGW. Well, greetings, 5150. Hello, I see you just subscribed. Welcome. Yeah, well, I'm not going to bring out all the records, but yeah, just grab that one on my way. Tom Jones. Not something I listen to every day, but yeah. Okay, did I miss any chat over here? Where are we? What is the time? 7:34. Okay, we've been going a couple hours, gents. Did I miss any chats? I think we might start winding down the stream, guys. I'm not kicking anybody off right now. We can keep on going for a little bit, but we'll probably start, winding things down. Tom Jones from Wales. His voice is amazing. Yeah. There's another one of his sort of era that's kind of weird, but interesting voice was Engelbert Humperdinck. It's another one. I know not a big one in the United States, but or was he? Was he American or British? I don't even know. Engelbert Humperdinck. I think all these guys ended up being old timers in Vegas, like so many did. Yeah. The Highwaymen is another good classic American. That rebel. It's not called a rebel country. It's the Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. I think New Country is horrible, but the classic country of the 70s is that's the sweet spot for me. Burt Bacharach, right? There's another one. Yeah, 5150 Hot Rods. I grew up with all those guys. Okay. Yeah, these guys are all way before my time. Way, way, way before my time. I only got into these names I'd say in my later 40s. Okay. So, yeah, after, I think, the stream today, we've still got so much light out there. At least got a couple more hours. I'm probably going to... I think the shower bag will be cool enough for me to get out there and shower. I don't know if I mentioned, I did clean the coop today. I finally got a second-hand rake, guys. It's the little things in life now that can really, make my day. So... when I get my hands on a second-hand rake, like a leaf rake, and now I'm able to rake the chicken coop without digging up all the sand and dirt, I can just rake poop and, other stuff. It's like I was so excited. I was like a little kid today with my new used second-hand rake, raking up the chicken coop. So that's all clean. And I did not do the quail coop. We'll leave that for another day. Maybe Tuesday we'll get the quail coop done. And I think we might go for another walk this afternoon. If I can get... if we finish the stream here and I still have a couple hours of light, we might get the boys out, throw some stick for them and get them tied. Ranger definitely... I might even fire up the quad and go for a little ride. Get Ranger tied because he's a little ornery this afternoon. I don't know if you guys noticed. 5150 Hot Rods. I used to watch you build the old cabin. Well, 5150. I appreciate you popping in. That was some time ago. Those were interesting times for sure. The I don't know if you've watched anything recently. I kind of disappeared there for a few years off of YouTube and was just kind of got busy with life again. And so we're doing a similar thing now. There's no logs involved, but the little cabin that I'm in now is hand built. You can go back several videos and see me. I do have some video out of me building the structure that I'm in now, building chicken coops and a different kind of scene up here, but very similar. We're still off grid, trying to keep things simple, live the free life, even though that's very difficult. But hey, I appreciate you swinging in, man. Mike Jam, Burke Baccarat, rain drop keep falling on my head. Walk on by. I didn't know Burke Baccarat did that, but then again, I'm not. I don't know any Burke Baccarat songs. I know who he is, though. I'm sure I've probably listened to a lot of his stuff over the years. Oh, what did I miss over here? Sorry, guys. Grew up. After. Sorry, guys. I missed a whole bunch of chat over here. Skip to the end. Mr. Gas, trees to fell early in the morning, and it's going to be hot. And I need a shower. Going to call it the dog. Oh, Mr. Gas, apologies. He's probably disappeared already. Good night, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll see you next time. Oh, we got over here. Tomahawk. Tractive GPS tracker for dogs. Is that the brand name? Tractive GPS tracker? That sounds very very high tech and very expensive. I mean, I'll look at that out of curiosity. Tracker GPS tracker for dogs. I wonder what the best option is. Something like that, or training with a shock collar or the vibrating collar. I'd have to look into those two things. Mike Jam, I wish you all the best with your dreams. God bless you, my friend. Hey, Mike Jam, thank you for hanging out, mate. Hopefully we see you again, and you have a good week too, sir. Take it easy. Tomahawk, see comment above the tractive comment. Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay. Man, I missed a lot there. Found some dog trackers under $60 on Amazon, really. GPS trackers under $60. I'll take a look at that. And so you think they're called Tractive GPS tracker? Okay, I'll take a look at that, Tomahawk. Thank you. Yeah, cheers, Mike Jam. Right on. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it. We're going to call the stream at this point. There's a few things I need to get done this afternoon before it gets dark. So yeah, it's just so nice outside. The shade, the sun is starting to. There's shadows being cast, but there's a blue sky. And it just looks so nice outside right now. I'm thinking of trying to put together a stream maybe outdoors, since it's so nice out, maybe before it gets super hot. Maybe I can relocate these cameras and go outside and we can, do a stream outdoors. Maybe next week if all lines up as far as temperature, weather, and just the day. Maybe we'll try this outside. It seems almost sacrilegious to be indoors when it's so nice outside. Right now it's so cool as well, so perfect. Can't post the links. Good night, everyone. Enjoy. Hey Tomahawk, let me just try something here before you disappear. I'm going to... Oh, wait, I have to sign in. Oh, Hang on. Ignore that, Tomahawk. I was just going to make you a moderator on the stream, but I'm not logged in, and it's going to take me some time to get logged into YouTube and then, authenticated on my phone, yada yada. So yeah, maybe you can send me that link on the GAB, and I'll take a look at it there if you don't mind. Kevin, hey, family plan, thank you, man. Take it easy. Appreciate you swinging by. It's good to see you. Take it easy. Kevin, another good stream tonight. Gonna sign out. Catch everyone next week. Be safe. Well, Kevin, thank you, mate. Good to see you on the stream again. And yeah, mate, we'll definitely hopefully see you next week, mate. You have a good week, all right? Tomahawk, okay. Roger that. Send to the GAB. Okay, folks. I'm gonna call it a night. You guys have a good week. Hopefully your weekend's been good. Hopefully your week is good. Be good to your family, and we'll see you guys next week. I really appreciate all of you guys who have helped out and supported the stream, especially last week. You guys helped out a lot, so thank you guys. We'll see you next weekend, all right?